Jury selection starts today in the federal trial of Ryan Wesley Rao, the man accused of attempting to kill President Trump.
Sting operation conducted by Streetsboro authorities led to the arrest of a former Streetsboro City Schools employee. We have what those charges are and how they came to be.
While the Downton Abbey legacy will continue in the newest movie from the franchise, Kent put its own spin on the movie fashion in a film screening this past weekend. All these stories and more as KSTV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County, and thank you for tuning into KSTV tonight. I'm Lex Rady.
And I'm Sophia Elena. We start off tonight's shows with a former Streetsboro City School staff member facing charges for importuning after he allegedly solicited sex from a person he believed was a minor.
I went down to the Streetsboro Police Department to talk with authorities about the charges and the sting operation law enforcement conducted that led to the arrest.
Former Streetsboro High School staff member Brett Boardwine was arrested on August 12th. Police say Boardwine allegedly believed he was talking to a 15-year-old boy online and solicited sexual activity from him.
They made arrangements to meet, and our officers met him instead because instead of a 15-year-old, he was talking to the undercover officer.
Boardwine drove to Sammy's, a convenience store off State Route 43, where officers were waiting. He was arrested and indicted on 3 charges, including importuning, attempted sexual conduct with a minor, and possession of criminal tools. Police say the criminal tool was his cell phone, which he allegedly used to make contact.
If we're not stepping into these investigations, then they're going to meet the kids. So we will do anything that we can to protect the children of our community.
Boardwine worked as a technology manager at Streetsboro High School, handling auditorium lights and sound for events after school hours. His contract ended before these charges were filed, and he was not a teacher. Police say there's been no indication of one-on-one contact with students or any additional reports. KSTV reached out to Streetsboro Superintendent Cynthia Devers, who confirmed Boardwine was a former part-time, non-teaching employee. She said his employment ended before the arrest and added that the district is cooperating with police while remaining committed to student safety.
I developed a pretty close relationship with the superintendent. Both of our priorities are keeping the kids safe.
Chief Wayne says that it's important for parents to know what's on their children's phones and who they're talking to and have these conversations before something like this happens.
A guardian or adult to just have those conversations before we get to the point before their kid's a victim.
We will continue to cover this story as the investigation continues.
6 people were shot Sunday evening in the Flats East Bank in Cleveland. Among the injured is a 20-year-old man who police say is a suspect and was taken into custody. According to the Cleveland police, a fight started inside the Play Bar and Grill and escalated outside where multiple shots were fired. In a statement, Cleveland's Mayor Justin Bibb said he was outraged and gun violence has no place in the city.
An update has been made in the case of an Amish mother killing her husband and son. An arraignment date has been set for Ruth Miller. She will be arraigned by the County Common Pleas Court and has been indicted on 7 counts, including aggravated murder, child endangering, and domestic violence. Miller awaits her trial in Tuscarawas County Jail. If convicted, she could face a life sentence with a chance for parole.
Health officials have confirmed a human case of West Nile virus in Trumbull County, making the 19th such case in Ohio this year. The Ohio Department of Health says this individual is recovering at home and did not require hospitalization. The West Nile virus can cause serious illness, especially in older adults and those with weakened immune systems. State health experts are urging residents to take precautions against mosquito bites, including using repellent and eliminating standing water around homes.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
I'm Mead, and I'll be your Monday weather anchor for this semester. Let's take a look at what we can expect for the rest of the night. So right now in Cincinnati, it's 75 degrees. In Columbus, it's 73. So for the most part of Ohio, it's around the same temperature, around that 70-degree mark. We saw about the same for this for the most part of today. And it was kind of started out a little bit colder in the morning, and then as we got into the morning, it was a little bit warmer. But then as we go into a little bit closer towards Kent, it was a little bit, might have been a little bit colder. In Kent, it's about 68 degrees right now. And Youngstown, it's at that 70-degree mark. Cleveland, 66. So about that same temperature for the most part throughout the county. And then as we go into our 7-day forecast, it'll be, or as we go into right now, it is 70 degrees. It feels like 74 degrees at the moment, but the wind is not too much. And it's partly cloudy, so it's been an overall nice day. But overall, you can expect some colder temperatures tonight and a pleasant day tomorrow. But now let's go back to your anchors with more news updates.
Thanks, Brian. Sophia, I have to say this weekend's past chilly weather definitely made me want to go outside and spend some time in nature.
Well, I hope you stop by Kent's Parks and Recreation Department 32nd Annual Art in the Park. Our correspondent Tatum Warrens was there.
Tatum, what can you tell us?
Hi Lex and Sophia. I was present at Art in the Park where I got to see art displays and meet a few local artists like Aubrey Davies.
For me to put my art out into the world and to share it with people who are interested in the same things as me, and to get them to come and recognize me as someone who is like them and who can make things like them, and to make like new friends and connections outside my community about who enjoys the same things as me.
20 regional and local vendors gathered at Fred Fuller Park for the 2-day festival. Business owners range from sculptors and poets to glass jewelry and wood makers. This event was a chance for artists and business owners to sell their works and promote themselves in the Kent community. For that reason, the festival meant a lot to Davies, who spoke on what this weekend meant for her and other creators.
I hope that people are able to see that there's a lot of people just like them who enjoy creating as much as they do, and I hope that they can learn new things from seeing all the different art forms and seeing what they would like to try to create sometime.
Kent Parks and Recreation Department announced winners of the festival yesterday and can be viewed on their Facebook page. For KSTV News, I am Tatum Warrens.
Thanks, Tatum. The Downtown Abbey universe expanded this past weekend with the release of the grand finale. Local fans were able to check out an advanced premiere of the movie at the Kent Plaza Cinema, in addition to watching a fashion show of 1920s period pieces. These pieces, which you are seeing now, were provided by Kent's School of Theater and Dance and modeled by students from the School of Fashion. The event celebrated the final chapter of the TV series turned movie trilogy.
If you look outside the window right now, you might see a swarm of monarch butterflies. According to the Cleveland Metro Parks, we are right in the middle of the best time to observe the mass of migrating monarchs, as happens in the first 3 weeks of September. In a recent Facebook post, the Cleveland Metro Park stated that the butterflies will be stopping in many places throughout the park.
Staying in nature, Kent campus's branch library is offering students the chance to create their own terrarium and more at their Branching Out open house. The open house will kick off tomorrow, where attendees are encouraged to build a grab-and-go terrarium in addition to snacks and learning more about the library. All Kent State Branch Library locations will have the terrarium kits that are limited to 1 per person.
Kent State University International Admissions Office is hosting a flag cookie decoration event tomorrow at 10 a.m. The idea is that students can share what they are looking forward to in their study abroad experience, while decorating cookies with flags of countries chosen by them. The event will take place in Van Campen Hall, room 111, and any student can come and enjoy while supplies last. The value menu is back, featuring favorites and promising savings of more than 15%.
When we return, we have more updates and details on a Supreme Court ruling that will let President Trump continue his immigration policies and practices. Okay,
children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality. And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children at iqairfoundation.org.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Back, a man accused of stabbing an Ukrainian refugee is on custody tonight.
The brutal attack was captured on camera. CNN's Maribel Gonzalez has the story.
Newly released video shows the moment a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee was stabbed to death on a light rail train in Charlotte, North Carolina. The victim, Irina Zarutska, sat down on the train the night of August 22nd. Investigators say minutes later, the alleged attacker pulls out a knife and strikes her 3 times.
A lunatic just got up and started. It's right on the tape. Not really watchable because it's so horrible.
The 34-year-old suspect, DeCarlos Brown, is charged with first-degree murder. A judge ordered he undergo a 60-day mental health evaluation. Court documents show Brown has a lengthy criminal record and served about 6 years in prison for a 2015 conviction for robbery with a dangerous weapon. The victim's obituary reads that she fled Ukraine with her family to escape the war with Russia. The deadly attack in Charlotte comes as the Trump administration vows to crack down on crime in predominantly Democratic cities.
We have to be able to handle that. If we don't handle that, we don't have a country.
Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles thanked local media who did not repost the tragic video. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy claims it shows the criminal justice policies of the city's mayor. As for ways to curb the crime, a former FBI agent says constant surveillance can help.
I think they have a good camera system, and that's really important. And that can be a deterrent in and of itself.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
We go now to more national news in Washington.
KSTV Maggie Sweeney has the latest updates on the president. Maggie?
Thanks, guys. Let's get into some national stories. Today began the jury selection in the federal trial for Ryan Roth, accused of attempting to kill President Trump last year prior to the election. The 59-year-old has chosen to represent himself in the trial. Prosecutors say Roth perched a rifle through the fence of a golf club in West Palm Beach, creating a sniper's nest near where Trump was golfing. Roth is facing 5 charges, including attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate. President Donald Trump says he expects to decide on a course of action for Chicago today or tomorrow.
He's threatening to send National Guard troops, citing violent crimes and illegal immigrants. The White House says it's been moving immigration enforcement personnel into the city. Officials say how Chicago residents react to the raid could determine whether Trump sends in troops. Today, the Supreme Court sided with President Trump in his push to let immigration officials continue what critics describe as roving patrols in Southern California. Previously, lower courts said the operations likely violated the Fourth Amendment. No explanation for the decision was given from higher courts, and the 3 liberal justices dissented. Chief Justice John Roberts is allowing President Donald Trump to remove a member of the Federal Trade Commission for now, a small win for the White House as it extends control over independent agencies throughout the federal government. The short-term order, also known as an administrative stay, gives the justice more time to review Trump's emergency request to fire Rebecca Slaughter. Today's order doesn't signal whether Trump will win the appeal in Slaughter's case. That's all the time I have. I'm Maggie Sweeney. Let's go to Ryan with the weather.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
This past weekend, we saw some very pleasant weather, especially for early September. Now, let's see what we can expect for the week and the next weekend. So as of right now, the hourly forecast for tonight, it's 70 right now. There's going to be no chance of rain, and then it's going to go to about 62 degrees around 9 p.m. and then around midnight it's going to be a little bit colder, but it's going to be around 51 degrees. Although I think it's going to get a little bit colder even into overnight, as a low for tonight is around 44 degrees. And then as we get into the rest of the day and into the rest of the week, tomorrow is going to be a cold morning. It's going to be sunny throughout the day, and there's going to be a sunrise at 7:01 a.m. And the UV index is going to be a 7, so it's going to be a lot more pleasant outside. And the sunset's going to be around 7:44 p.m. And then for the rest of the week, for the extended forecast, it's going to be around this 77 degree mark for the most part. It's going to be 44 degrees tonight. And then Tuesday, it's going to be around 76 degrees. Throughout the week, it's going to be around this 70 degree mark. However, there is a high allergy outlook. So if you're having some like sneeze, it's going to be a little bit more like that for the rest of the week. And then there's a little bit of a chance of rain on Sunday. And it's going to cause for a little bit of an interesting weekend. So make sure you take advantage of this perfect weather next week and have a great weekend going outside. Let's get back to Sophia for more news updates.
Thank you, Ryan. Thousands of people gathered at the Basilica of St. Peter in the Vatican yesterday to witness the canonization of Carlo Acutis, the first saint of the millennium. Acutis died in 2006 at 15 from leukemia, and since that day, his mother and other followers have fought for his canonization. He dedicated his life to his faith, creating a website to document Eucharistic miracles and awareness of Catholic faith. There are also 2 miracles attributed to him, which is a requirement for canonization.
McDonald's Extra Value menu made its return to the public today. The discount menu was originally eliminated in 2019. Some items that will be featured on the menu include the Egg McMuffin, Big Mac, Chicken McNuggets, and Quarter Pounder. According to McDonald's, the bundles on the Extra Value menu offer more than 15% of savings. The decision to bring back these extra values comes as McDonald's reports a drop in serving and low-income customers.
Howard Stern's fans were left stunned this morning, fearing the iconic broadcaster was stepping away from his long-running radio show. When the program opened, it wasn't Stern's voice they heard, but Bravo host Andy Cohen, who declared he was talking over and rebranding the show as Andy 100. The prank quickly sparked confusion, with several media outlets reporting that Stern had left SiriusXM. However, after 10 minutes, Stern returned to the mic, revealing it was all a joke. 2 tickets won the Powerball jackpot Saturday night, being the second largest lottery prize in the U.S. history.
The Cleveland Browns welcomed the Cincinnati Bengals into Huntington Bank Field for the 2025 season opener. KSTV's got sports and more after the break. Are you laughing?
Do you feel good about that? No. I'm looking at it right.
And yellow today. Feel free to use orange. Feel free to use green. Feel free whatever you want to do. These are what I have in my refrigerator.
Students, especially those that are in CCI fondly enough, are going to be visiting there quite often. But does their reward program
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gage Wellman. And what a time it is to be a sports fan in America. With the NFL, college football, and baseball all going on, I've got lots to break down for you all. Let's start with the Kent State football team. They squared off against Texas Tech on Saturday for the Flash's first road game of 2025. However, this was not a successful road trip for Kent State, as they were blown out in Lubbock by a final score of 62-14. Star of the game for Kent State was redshirt freshman wide receiver Cade Wolford, who caught his third touchdown of the season, which is tied for the second most in the country. On Sunday, the Kent State women's golf team, they headed up to Ann Arbor, Michigan to take part in the Wolverine Invitational. The Flashes found themselves second on the team leaderboard behind Iowa State. And in the player standings, KSU's Erin Matthews, she also found herself second among individual golfers. This meet carried on to today, where Kent State would go on to finish in first place to win their first tournament of 2025. And you to downtown Cleveland, where Joe Burrow and his Cincinnati Bengals squared it off against Joe Flacco and his Cleveland Browns. Chase Brown, he's going to go up against tackles and find his way into the end zone for the first touchdown of Cincinnati's season. Then it's going to be Raheem Rocket Sanders in to tie the game for Cleveland. Got a bit of a fast-paced highlight here. Let's find Noah Fant wide open in the right corner of the end zone. Puts the Bengals up 14-10 after a Cleveland field goal. Joe Flacco wide open. It's Cedric Tillman for the score. However, they would miss the extra point. That's important for later on. Remember that. Then it's a tip drill interception into the hands of Jordan Battle. This was a prominent problem, a recurring offense, as you'll see later, not to spoil it for you. But, here's the next play. Joe Flacco finding it, and it's off the hands of Tillman into the hands of Cam Taylor-Britt, and that was all she wrote after another Browns kicking gaffe. Bengals taking this one 17-16. And to end week one of the NFL season, the Minnesota Vikings and Chicago Bears will meet in this season's first edition of Monday Night Football. This game also marks the anticipated debut of Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who missed all of last season due to a knee injury. Kickoff is set for 8:15, and you can watch the game on ESPN. And folks, that's all the time I've got for you for sports. For more updates and athletic news, head to kentstater.com and tune into my show, Overtime, on Friday. I've been Gage Wellman, KSTV.
Double the lucky, they say. Well, 2 Americans found that phrase to be quite true this weekend when they had some big Powerball wins.
Million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Say with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. To motivate some magic, to change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall. One book can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
2 tickets matched the winning numbers for the Powerball jackpot revealed Saturday night. This was the second largest U.S. lottery jackpot ever won, with a prize of over $1.7 billion. The winning tickets were sold in Missouri and Texas, and the prize will be split between the winners.
Well, that's all the time that we have left for our very first live show this semester.
For all of these stories and more, go to KentStater.com. I'm Sophia Lana.
And I'm Lex Brady. Have a great night, Portage County.
For your prescription medications, you trust that the medicine is going to do what it's supposed to do, make you feel better. That trust comes from knowing that teams of doctors, biologists, chemists, pharmacists, and other health scientists at the FDA are working tirelessly to protect the health of the American public by making careful, informed decisions about which new drugs to approve. Find the answers at fda.gov/drugs.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Without music on, check KSTV at the 1975. Amen.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance. So we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny?